That morning, I thought I was just buying my daughter a cookie before my last job interview. I never imagined I'd end up saving a stranger's child and losing my only chance at survival. But what I didn't know was that the woman I saved would change everything I believe about fate, love, and second chances. Do you believe one moment can rewrite a man's entire life? If yes, like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. The first thing I hear is my alarm. It's Lily's breathing, soft, steady, peaceful. The kind of peace I haven't felt in years. I turn my head and squint at the clock. 8:17 a.m. My heart drops. Crap. The interview's at 9. I swing my legs off the mattress so fast that the old frame creaks. My feet hit the cold floor, socks mismatched, and for a second I just stand there, try to remember what it feels like not to panic. Daddy. Lily's voice is small, still half asleep. Her messy brown curls poke out from under her blanket. Hey, Bug, go back to sleep, okay? Daddy just overslept. She rubs her eyes. Did you dream about Mommy again? My throat tightens. Yeah, something like that. It's been 2 years, but every time she says Mommy, it feels fresh, like I just lost her yesterday. I grab the iron from the corner table and plug it in. The hiss fills the silence of our tiny apartment. I lay out my only clean shirt, white, slightly wrinkled, but still decent. If I can get this job, maybe I can finally afford more than one decent shirt. Are you going to get the job today? Lily asks, sitting up now, hugging her faded teddy bear. I smile, trying to sound confident. If I do, you'll get extra syrup on your pancakes. Her face lights up. Promise. Promise. The iron stutters and spits. I press it hard, watching steam rise. The clock ticks louder. Every second feels like a countdown. You're talking to yourself again, Lily giggles. Am I? I chuckle weakly. Old people do that when they're nervous. I glance at the framed photo on the dresser. My late wife, Sarah, smiling under the sun. Her arm around me. Lily's still a baby in her arms. She was the kind of woman who could make any place feel like home. I whisper under my breath. You'd know what to say right now. Bills cover half the table. Electricity, rent, overdue notices with red stamps. I shove them into a drawer, like hiding them makes them less real. Daddy. Yeah, sweetheart. You look sad again. I force a grin. Do I? Must be because I haven't had coffee yet. She giggles again, but her eyes study me like she knows the truth. She always does. When she was a baby, Sarah used to say, Lily's gonna save you one day, you'll see. Back then, I didn't understand what she meant. Now I do. Lily's the reason I keep breathing. Okay, Bug, I say, buttoning up my shirt. You be good for Mrs. Green downstairs, all right? Can I draw while you're gone? As many drawings as you want. Just don't color on her dog again. But he looked naked. She says seriously. I burst out laughing despite the knot in my chest. Yeah, let's not tell her that. I kneel and tie her shoelaces. Pink with little hearts. I'll be back before lunch. Then maybe we can go to the park. Yay! She wraps her arms around my neck, squeezing tight. Good luck, Daddy. Her words sting in the best and worst way. She believes in me more than I believe in myself. After dropping her at Mrs. Green's door, I jog back upstairs to grab my wallet. The mirror by the door catches me. I pause. There's a man staring back. Early 30s, unshaven, eyes tired, tie crooked. He looks older than he should. I touch the mirror's edge and whisper, You can do this. But even I don't sound convinced. For a second, I imagine what Sarah would say if she were here. Stop doubting yourself, James. You're still the man I married. But she's not here. Just me, my reflection, and the constant hum of the old fridge. I grab my jacket and step outside. The hallway smells like fried onions and damp carpet. The elevator's broken again, so I take the stairs 2 at a time. My heart's pounding, not from the climb, but from everything I can't fix. Outside, the wind bites through my thin jacket. The city feels too fast, too loud. People rush past me like they all know where they're going. I'm just hoping today leads somewhere that pays enough to keep the lights on. I check my watch, 8:43. 15 minutes to make across town. I start walking faster, muttering under my breath, "Come on, James. Don't screw this up." Halfway down the block, I spot a café. I stop. Lily's cookie. I promise. My stomach twists. I can't show up to an interview late, but I also can't break my promise. She's had enough broken things already. I sigh, rubbing my temples. 2 minutes. I whisper to myself. Just 2. The bell above the cafe door jingles as I step inside. The smell of fresh bread and coffee hits me. Warmth. Maybe the first real warmth of the day. Morning. The barista says, "Hey, could I get 1 chocolate chip cookie?" Big one. She smiles. Rough morning. Something like that. I tap my foot, eyes glued to the clock on the wall. 8:48. Come on. Hurry. And just as she turns to grab the cookie, I hear it. A sudden gasp. Then a small, choking sound. I turn, scanning the room. A little girl, blonde, maybe Lily's age, clutches her throat, her eyes wide with terror. Her mother screams, "Somebody help." I don't think. I just move. The girl's choking sound cuts through the cafe like a scream in a church. My body moves before my brain can catch up. "Hey!" "She can't breathe," someone yells. Chairs scrape. Cups crash. I'm already beside her, tiny thing, maybe 6, clutching her throat, face red and wet with tears. She's Lily's height. That thought alone punches the air on my chest. "It's okay, sweetheart. I got you," I say, kneeling behind her. She's trembling. I wrap my arms around her little torso, lock my hands under her ribs, and jerk upward. Once. Twice. Nothing. "Come on," I whisper, voice shaking. "Come on, baby girl." Third push. Something small shoots from her mouth and hits the floor. She coughs, gasps, then inhales the biggest breath I've ever heard. Her lungs catch. My knees go weak. "It's okay," I say again, holding her shoulders gently. "You're okay now." She turns toward me, face streaked with tears. "It hurts." I know. I whisper, brushing a crumb from her lip. "You're safe." The cafe goes quiet. People stare. Some clap. I can barely hear them. All I can see is Lily's face and this girl's tears. A waitress hands me water. My hands tremble as I take it. "Thanks." I mutter, helping the girl sip. "You're a hero," someone says. I shake my head. "No, I'm just the dad." The girl coughs again, weaker now but breathing fine. "Where's your mom, sweetheart?" I ask softly. She went to get coffee." "All right, you stay right here, okay? Don't move. She's coming." The barista crouches beside me. "Sir, that was incredible. Do you need anything?" I glance at the wall clock. 8:59. My stomach drops. The interview. I blink hard, trying to steady my breathing. I have to go," I murmur. "Are you sure?" the barista asks. "You look pale." "I'll be fine." I grab my jacket, but my hands won't stop shaking. The girl tugs my sleeve. "Don't go yet," she whispers. I'm scared. I freeze. How do I walk away from that voice? I kneel again, meeting her eyes. "Hey, you did so good, okay? You're really brave. I'm proud of you." She sniffles. "You sound like my dad used to." The words sting deeper than I expect. I smile faintly. "Then your dad must be a good man." She nods. "He's in heaven." For a second, my breath catches. The cafe blurs. I know someone up there, too. I whisper. She tilts her head. "Do you miss them?" "Every day." "Me too." I don't even realize my hand's on her shoulder until she leans into it, resting her head there for a moment. Just a scared little girl who needed someone to stay. A woman rushes in from the street, voice panicked. "Mia!" "Where's my daughter?" The girl points at me. "He saved me, Mommy." The woman's still too far away to see me clearly, but her voice cuts through the noise, sharp, worried, powerful. Something about it feels commanding, like the whole room turns toward her automatically. But before she reaches us, I glance back at the clock. 9:07. I close my eyes. My chest tightens. 20 minutes late already, and that's before the bus ride. I blew it. The interview, the chance, the rent, all gone. Still, as I look down at the girl's trembling smile, I know I wouldn't change a thing. Her mother bursts through the crowd, drops to her knees, hugging the girl so tight she squeals. "Oh my God, Mia. Are you okay?" "I'm fine, Mommy," she says between breaths. "He saved me." The woman looks up at me. Our eyes don't meet yet. Her face is half hidden by dark sunglasses and sleek black hair, but her voice trembles with gratitude. "Sir, thank you. Thank you so much." "It's okay." I manage, backing away slightly. "She's all right now." "Wait," she starts, but I'm already stepping toward the door. I can't handle more attention. Not when I've got nothing left to show for the day except a missed chance and sweaty hands. Outside, the sunlight hits me like a slap. The street feels louder, meaner. I check my watch again, 9:14. No point running now. My reflection stares back at me from the cafe window. Shirt wrinkled again, tie loose, face flushed. I look like a man who just lost something important. And maybe gained something I don't understand yet. I lean against the wall, trying to breathe. "You did the right thing," I tell myself quietly. "You did the right thing." But the voice in my head, Sarah's voice, whispers, "You keep saving everyone but yourself." A lump rises in my throat. "Yeah, maybe," I whisper back. Inside the cafe, I can still see the woman kneeling beside her daughter, crying and laughing at the same time. The sight hits me harder than I expect. I turn away before she looks up. I shove my hands into my pockets and start walking. My shoes slap against the pavement. I can still hear the girl's little coughs echoing in my head. I should feel proud. Instead, I just feel tired. Halfway down the block, I slow down, stare at the sky. "If you're watching, Sarah," I murmur, "I hope you're proud of me." 'Cause I don't know if I am. A bus roars past, wind whipping my jacket. I pull it tighter and keep moving. No money, no job, but at least one little girl's alive tonight. That has to count for something. As I cross the street, my phone buzzes in my pocket. Unknown number. I let it ring. Probably the company calling to tell me I missed my shot. I silence it. Then another buzz. This time a text. "Please answer. It's about the girl you helped." I stop mid-step. My stomach flips. I stare back toward the cafe, where the sunlight glints off the glass doors. And then I see her, the woman from inside, running out, scanning the street. Her black coat flows behind her like smoke, her presence sharp and magnetic even from a distance. For a moment, she locks eyes with me. And just like that, something shifts. I don't know it yet, but this woman, this stranger, is about to change everything. She catches my eyes before I can look away. Her black coat moves like it owns the wind, sharp, clean, expensive. The kind of coat that says she's never had to check a price tag. I freeze halfway down the sidewalk, wishing I could disappear into the crowd. "Wait," she calls out. Her voice is strong, but cracked with panic. "Please, don't go." I turn, awkward, hands buried deep in my pockets. The little girl clings to her leg, face still blotchy from crying. I manage a small nod. She's okay now, just needed a little help. The woman crouches, cupping the girl's face with shaking hands. "Mia, sweetie, are you sure you're all right?" The girl nods, pointing at me. "He helped me, Mommy. I was choking." The woman looks up at me again, eyes shining behind her dark lashes. "You saved my daughter?" I shrug. I just did what anyone would have done. She exhales hard, one hand over her heart like she's still catching her breath. "No, not anyone." Most people freeze. "I didn't even know." She cuts herself off, standing straighter now, regaining that CEO composure I've seen in magazines, not in real life. "I don't know how to thank you," she says softly. "You don't have to," I reply quickly. "She's fine. That's what matters." "But I want to," she insists. "Please, at least tell me your name." "James," I say. "James Miller." "Mr. Miller, Just James is fine." Her lips curve slightly, like she's not used to being interrupted. "All right, James." Then you'll have to let me repay you somehow. I shake my head. No need. Really. I was just in the right place at the right time. She studies me like she's trying to figure something out. Her perfume carries that clean, cool scent. Something floral. Something rich. Everything about her feels out of my league, out of my world. I glance at the clock hanging in the cafe window. 9:20. My chest tightens again. I should go, I mumble. I'm already late for something important. Wait, she says again, stepping closer. At least let me buy you breakfast, or... I can't, I interrupt. My daughter's waiting for me. Her expression softens instantly. You have a daughter? Yeah, 6. Lily. The little girl, Mia, peeks from behind her mom's leg. She's the same age as me. I smile down at her. Looks like it. Can I meet her? She asks. Maybe another time, I say, gently. She's probably painting the neighbor's dog again. That earns a tiny laugh from her, and even her mother smiles, a tired, genuine kind of smile. For a moment, I feel warmth in the middle of all this awkwardness. Then she straightens again. At least let me get your number. For emergencies or gratitude. I hesitate. Something in me wants to refuse out of pure pride, but something else, the exhausted part of me, knows I could use any break life throws my way. Still, I shake my head. I appreciate it, but no. I'm fine. Really. She looks surprised. Maybe people don't say no to her often. Well, thank you, James, she says, her tone quiet now. You're a good man. I don't know what to say to that. Good man. I haven't heard those words in a long time. I clear my throat. Just glad she's okay. Then I turn to leave. Outside, the wind feels colder, sharper, like it knows how much time I've lost a day. My feet drag toward the bus stop, each step heavier than the last. Mr. Miller. A man's voice this time. I stop. A driver, suit, cap, everything, hurries up behind me. Miss Thompson would like to speak with you again. Miss Thompson? I ask. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. He stammers. Elena Thompson. The name rings a bell. Probably something I saw once on a billboard or a business headline. CEO of something big. Maybe one of those companies that owns 10 others. I glance back toward the cafe. She's standing by the door now, phone in hand, talking quickly, eyes flicking toward me. Even from this distance, I can feel her presence. Confident, magnetic. Still, I can't. Tell her I said thank you. I say, but I really need to go. The driver frowns. Sir, she insisted. Yeah, I'm sure she did. But I have to pick up my daughter. I give a polite nod and start walking again before he can argue. My shoes crunch against the gravel. Heartbeat sinking with the rhythm of regret in my chest. Behind me, I hear him call once more. She won't forget this, sir. I don't look back. The bus wheezes to a stop just as I reach the corner. I climb on, drop a few crumpled bills into the slot, and sink into a seat by the window. My reflection stares back. Tired eyes, wrinkled shirt, traces of life I keep trying to fix. Through the glass, I see her still standing there. Elena Thompson, the woman in the black coat. She's watching the bus pull away, expression unreadable. I exhale slowly, running a hand through my hair. Don't get attached, James. I mumble. You don't belong in her world. The city blurs by gray, fast, indifferent. Somewhere in all that noise, I think about the job interview I missed, the rent I still can't pay, and the soft giggle of a little girl I just met. Lily's face flashes in my mind. I picture her running into my arms when I get home, asking, "Did you get the job, Daddy?" I don't know what I'll tell her. My phone buzzes once in my pocket. I ignore it, assuming it's another bill reminder. Then it buzzes again, and something about it feels different. I pull it out. Unknown number. A message blinks on the screen. This is Elena Thompson. Please call me when you can. I stare at it, heart thudding. Great. The universe really does like letting me breathe, does it? The apartment is quiet except for the faint hum of the fridge and Lily's soft breathing from the other room. I sit at the edge of my bed, still in the same wrinkled shirt from this morning, staring at my phone. My stomach growls, but I ignore it. I lost a job interview. Again. I keep replaying it in my head. The choking girl, her terrified face, my shaking hands, the relief when she breathed again. And then the clock. Always the damn clock. I sigh and rub my face. Daddy. Lily's sleepy voice drifts from the bedroom. Yeah, sweetheart. Did you get the job? My throat tightens. Not today, baby. But it's okay. I'll find something soon. She nods softly and hugs her teddy bear. You'll find a good one. You always try. Her faith hurts more than failure. I kiss her forehead, whisper goodnight, and step out to the tiny living room. My phone buzzes suddenly on the table. An unknown number. I freeze. No one calls me this late. Hello? Mr. Carter? A woman's voice, calm, steady but formal. Yes, speaking. This is Elena Thompson. My heart skips. The woman from the café. The one in the black coat. Oh, hi! I manage, awkwardly. Is your daughter okay? She's fine, she says, and I can hear relief in her tone. Because of you, I've been trying to reach you all day. The cafe owner gave me your resume. I hope you don't mind. My jaw tightens. I hadn't even realized I'd left that behind. You didn't have to go through the trouble, ma'am. I just did what anyone would do. No, she says, firm but kind. Not everyone would stop when they're late for something important. Her voice carries something genuine. It disarms me. I wanted to thank you properly, she continues. Maybe dinner or... That's not necessary. I cut in too fast. I hate how defensive I sound. I'm glad your daughter's okay. That's all that matters. There's a pause. Then she says quietly, You're a proud man, aren't you? The question stings. I just don't like feeling like I'm being helped. I admit. I'm fine. Are you? She asks gently. I look around the room. Peeling wallpaper, flickering bulb, half-empty fridge. I say nothing. After a long silence, she clears her throat. Listen, I have a proposal. There's an opening at my company, administrative work. You're qualified, and you've clearly got good instincts under pressure. I'd like to interview you personally. I blink. You want to interview me? Yes. Tomorrow morning, if you're available. I hesitate, gripping the phone tighter. My pride screams no. The world's been unfair long enough. I don't want charity. But her tone doesn't sound like pity. It sounds like belief. I appreciate it, I murmur. But I can't accept a favor because I saved your daughter. This isn't a favor, she replies. It's a chance. You earn that much. My chest tightens. I glance toward Lily's room. Her small hand rests on her teddy bear. Fingers curled like she's still holding mine. Survival or pride? I whisper to myself, You can't eat pride, Daniel. I bring the phone back to my ear. Okay, I say finally. I'll come. Her voice softens with relief. Good. My assistant will send you the address. And Mr. Carter, thank you again for saving my world today. The line goes dead. I sit there in the dim light, phone still pressing my ear. My chest feels heavy, not with regret this time, but something new. Hope, maybe. Fragile, uncertain, but real. Lily stirs in the next room. Daddy, she mumbles. Yeah, baby? Did someone call? Yeah. I whisper. I think I just got another chance. She smiles sleepily. See? I told you you'd find a good one. I laugh softly, running a hand through my hair. Yeah, sweetheart. Maybe you were right. As I turn off the light, the city hums outside our window, quiet, endless, and alive. For the first time in a long while, I don't dread tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have somewhere to be. Morning light spilled through the cracks in our curtains, soft and golden. I was already dressed, same iron shirt, same faded tie. My stomach twisted, like it always did before something important. But this time, the air felt different. Hopeful, maybe. Daddy, your collar's weird, Lily said, squinting at me from the couch. I smiled. That's because you're my fashion advisor and you're brutally honest. She giggled, fixing it with her tiny hands. Now you look like a boss. Let's hope the real boss agrees. I kissed her forehead, promising to bring her something sweet on my way back. Her faith in me felt like armor. By the time I reached the building, my breath caught. The place was huge. Tall glass walls shining in the sun, marble floors so clean I could see my reflection. People walked fast, wearing suits that probably cost more than my month's rent. I clutched my folder tighter. "You don't belong here," a voice inside whispered. But then I remembered Lily's sleepy smile. "You'll find a good one, Daddy." I took a breath and stepped forward. At the reception desk, a woman smiled politely. "Mr. Carter, Miss Thompson is expecting you." My heart thumped harder with every step toward the elevator. The ride felt endless. I checked my reflection in the mirrored wall, the faint stubble, the tired eyes. "You're just here to try," I told myself. Nothing more. When the doors opened, she was waiting. Elena Thompson, the woman from the café. Today she wasn't frantic or shaken. She looked composed, elegant in a black blazer, her hair pinned neatly. But her eyes, they still held that same warmth I saw when she thanked me. "Mr. Carter," she said, smiling. "I'm glad you came." "I almost didn't," I admitted, half joking. "This place feels like another planet." Her smile widened slightly. "Don't worry. Everyone feels that way at first." She led me into her office, large, quiet, with a view of the city that stretched forever. But the moment I sat down, it didn't feel like an interview. It felt like something else. "So," she began softly, "tell me about yourself, not what's on paper." "Who is Daniel Carter?" I hesitated. I wasn't used to being asked that. Just a dad trying to make it work. I said finally, "Been doing odd jobs since my wife passed." Her eyes softened. "I'm sorry." I nodded. "Yeah, Lily, my daughter, she's 6 now. Keeps me alive, honestly. Some days, she's the one carrying me." She leaned forward, elbows on the desk. That's love. Purest form of it. Something in her tone told me she knew what loss felt like too. "So why this job?" she asked. "Because I'm tired of barely surviving." I said honestly, "I want to build something steady. I don't want my daughter to see me give up." The words spilled out before I could stop them. For a while, she just looked at me, not with pity, but respect. "You know," she said finally, "most people try to impress me with perfect answers. You're the first one who just spoke like a person." I smiled weakly. "I don't really know how to be anything else." She chuckled. "Good. Keep it that way." For the next half hour, we talked, not just about work, but about life. She asked about Lily's favorite shows, what kind of music I listened to while cooking, even my old construction jobs. I told her about the nights I read stories by candlelight when the power got cut. At some point, I forgot this was an interview. It felt like a conversation between two people who'd both been through storms. Hers hidden behind glass towers, mine behind overdue bills. When it finally ended, she stood up, walked around the desk, and offered her hand. "Thank you, Mr. Carter," she said. "You've given me something rare today." I frowned slightly. "What's that?" "Honesty." Her hand was warm. I shook it, unsure what to say. Walking out of that building, I felt strange, lighter somehow, like the weight I'd carried for years had shifted. Even if just a little. The world outside looked the same, but it didn't feel the same. I stopped at a bakery before heading home. Bought Lily a chocolate cookie, the same kind she loved from the cafe. When I got home, she ran up to me, eyes bright. "Daddy, how'd it go?" I crouched and handed her the cookie. I think I didn't mess it up this time. She grinned. "Told you you'd find a good one." I laughed, lifting her up. Her laughter filled the room like sunlight. But deep down, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning, that something bigger was waiting just around the corner. I was wiping crumbs off the kitchen counter when my phone buzzed. Same number, same flutter in my chest. I answered quickly. "Hello, Mr. Carter?" Elena's voice, calm, confident, the kind that made people listen. "I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time." I laughed quietly. "It's never a bad time when rent's due tomorrow." She chuckled softly. "Then let me fix that." The board agreed. The driver position's yours, starting Monday. For a moment, I couldn't speak. My throat went dry. You're serious? I don't offer things I don't mean, she said. You'll also help with errands and scheduling when needed. Fair pay, full benefits. I pressed my hand against the counter to steady myself. I thank you. Really, I won't let you down. I know, she said. You already proved that the day you saved my daughter. When I hung up, I just stood there for a while, staring at the wall. A job, not charity, not a favor. A real job. Daddy. Lily peeked out from her room, holding her stuffed bear by one arm. Yeah, baby? Why are you smiling weird? I knelt and scooped her up, laughing. Because your daddy just got a job. Her eyes widened. A real one. A real one. She threw her arms around my neck. Does that mean we can get real cereal again? With the color marshmallows. I laughed so hard I nearly cried. Yeah, sweetheart. The colorful kind. Monday came fast. Driving for Elena's company felt unreal at first. The black SUV smelled new, the seats smoother than anything I'd ever owned. The uniform fit better than I expected. Press shirt, name badge, quiet pride tucked under it all. The building loomed ahead like a glass mountain, sunlight spilling across the parking lot. I caught my reflection in the rear view mirror. Still me, still rough edges, but a little steadier. Good morning, Mr. Carter. The receptionist said when I walked in, not sir, not, hey you, my name. I hadn't heard it spoken with respect in a long time. Most days, I drove Elena to meetings or waited while she worked. She was different from what I'd imagined CEOs to be. No sharp arrogance, no rehearsed charm. She asked about my day, about Lily. Sometimes, she even laughed at my stories. One afternoon, she looked up from her tablet and said, You're adjusting well. I shrugged, trying to earn my keep. You're doing more than that, she said. You bring calm. My daughter still talks about you, you know. I smiled. She's a brave little one. So is yours, she said softly. I'd like to meet her someday. That someday came quicker than I expected. The following Friday, I had to pick up some files from Elena's home. Lily was with me. School had closed early, and I couldn't find a sitter. Is it okay if she stays in the car? I asked Elena as she opened the door. Of course not, she said warmly. Bring her in. Lily peeked out shyly from behind me. Elena crouched down, smiling. You must be Lily. Yes, ma'am, Lily said politely, clutching her bear. Your dad talks about you all the time, Elena said. Come in. I made too much pasta for lunch. 10 minutes later, the three of us were sitting around her big kitchen island. Lily swinging her legs, giggling between bites. Elena's pasta tastes like happiness, Lily said. Elena laughed. That's the best review I've ever gotten. I watched them, my daughter's small hands, Elena's gentle smile. Something about it felt, right, like we'd stumbled into a piece of peace I didn't know I needed. When we left, Lily whispered, Daddy, I like her. She talks nice. Yeah, I said quietly. She does. Days blurred into weeks. Routine. Paychecks. Groceries that didn't come from the clearance rack. Evenings where Lily and I didn't have to count coins before buying bread. And sometimes dinner at Elena's place, casual, friendly. Her daughter, Sophie, and Lily would draw at the table while we talked about work or life, or the strange way grief reshapes everything. But lately, I started noticing the looks of the office. Quiet whispers when I walked past, half-hidden smirks. One day, I overheard someone say, Guess saving the boss is kids a new way to get promoted. I froze outside the copy room, the words digging deep. I wanted to tell them I'd earned every bit of this, that I'd worked, sweated, tried. But I didn't. I just walked away, pretending not to hear. That night, as I tucked Lily into bed, she looked at me and said, Daddy, why do people look mean sometimes? I brushed her hair back gently. Because they don't know the whole story, baby. Then tell them, she said. I smiled weakly. Maybe someday. But deep down, something uneasy stirred. That old fear, that feeling that peace never lasts. I was washing the dinner plates when my phone buzzed on the counter. Unknown number again. My chest tightened instantly. Ever since that last round of office whispers, I'd started dreading calls I didn't expect. I wiped my hands and answered, "Yeah." A slurred voice came through the line. "So it's true. The pity project got promoted." My stomach dropped. I knew that voice. Reynolds. I muttered. My old boss, the man who'd fired me after my wife's funeral, said I was too distracted to handle work. "You think you can crawl your way back into the world by kissing up to the right woman?" he sneered. "Real clever." I gritted my teeth. "You're drunk. Go to bed." "I'm outside your building," he said. "Come down here, hero." My pulse spiked. "Daddy?" Lily's voice came from a room. "Who is it?" "No one, sweetheart," I said quickly, forcing calm. "Go back to bed." I grabbed my jacket and stepped outside into the cool night air. The parking lot lights flickered, throwing long shadows across the cracked pavement. Reynolds leaned against the car, bottle in hand, his tie loose, his face red. "Look at you," he spat, staggering closer. "Big man now, driving for CEO. Bet she doesn't know you used to sleep in your car." "Go home," I said quietly. "You've had too much." "You always think you're better than the rest of us," he growled. "You and your sad little dad act. She's gonna see right through you." I clenched my fists. I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to walk away. But he shoved me. Hard. "Guess I'll tell your fancy boss what kind of loser she's hired," he said. "Don't you talk about her." I snapped. That's when he swung. His fist caught my jaw, sharp pain flashing right behind my eyes. I stumbled back, hearing glass shatter as his bottle hit the ground. Before I could react, another voice cut through the air, steady, commanding. "Stop." I turned. Elena was standing there. Black coat, hair pulled back, eyes blazing. Her driver hovered behind her, frozen. "Mr. Reynolds," she said coldly, "I suggest you leave before I call security." He laughed bitterly. "Ah, there she is, the savior, the queen of charity cases." Her tone didn't waver. "This man saved my daughter's life. And he's done more honest work in a month than you've done in years." Reynolds sneered, stepping closer. "You think defending him makes you noble? Wait until everyone sees what kind of man you." Elena raised her voice, low, firm, cutting through the night. I said leave. Her driver moved between them, and finally, Reynolds spat on the ground, muttering curses as he staggered off into the dark. I stood there, breathing hard, blood metallic in my mouth. Elena turned to me, her eyes softening. "Are you hurt?" I wiped my lip, just my pride. She sighed. "You shouldn't have come out alone." I didn't want Lily to see any of that. Her voice gentled. "You did the right thing, Daniel." For a moment, we just stood there in the quiet hum of the parking lot. The air smelled like rain and old pavement. I swallowed hard. "Thanks for stepping in." She gave a small, tired smile. "You've been fighting alone for too long. Let someone stand beside you for once." That line hit deeper than she knew. No one had stood beside me since my wife died. The next morning, whispers started again, louder this time. I felt them as soon as I walked into the building. Eyes followed me. Screens turned dark when I passed. At lunch, my coworker just leaned over and whispered, "You should see this." She slid her phone across the table. There we were, blurry photos of last night, me standing close to Elena in the parking lot, her hand on my arm. The headline screamed, "CEO's secret night with her driver. Company scandal or something more?" My stomach sank. "They don't even know what happened." I muttered. Jess frowned. "They never do, but they'll talk anyway." By afternoon, the story had spread everywhere. I could feel it in the way people avoided looking me in the eye, like I was contagious. Elena called me into her office. Her expression was calm, but her eyes looked tired. "I'm handling it," she said firmly. "My PR team is working on a statement." I shook my head. "No, you shouldn't have to clean up my mess." "It's not your mess," she insisted. "You did nothing wrong." Doesn't matter, I said quietly. People will still twist it. You'll be the one who pays for it. She looked at me for a long moment. Daniel, I'll fix this, I said before she could continue, even if it means walking away. Her face fell slightly. Please don't make decisions out of guilt. It's not guilt, I said. It's gratitude. You gave me a chance. I'm not letting you lose yours because of me. I turned to leave. She didn't stop me, but her voice followed me softly, breaking a little at the edges. You don't always have to protect everyone, Daniel. I paused at the door. Yeah, I said quietly, but it's the only thing I know how to do. That night, I sat on the couch staring at the news on my phone. The lies, the photos, the comments. Lily was asleep, her arm draped over her teddy bear. I whispered to the empty room. You were right, Elena. I've been fighting alone. Then I looked toward the window, the city lights flickering like distant stars, and whispered again, but maybe it's time to stop. I didn't sleep that night. The city outside my window hummed like a restless thought I couldn't silence. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those headlines again, my name twisted into something ugly. By morning, I'd made up my mind. I folded my work shirts, one by one, into the old duffel bag that had followed me through every low point in my life. I tried to keep the noise down. Lily was still asleep, curled up in her blanket, thumb against her cheek. She didn't need to wake up to this. She didn't need to see her dad packing up because the world decided he wasn't good enough. The rain started before sunrise. Light at first, tapping gently against the window, like it wanted to talk me out of what I was doing. When I finished packing, I stared at the company badge sitting on the table. That little piece of plastic had meant so much. A second chance, a way to prove I could still be someone my daughter could be proud of. I heard a soft knock. When I opened the door, Elena was standing there. No makeup, raincoat over her shoulders, eyes tired and red. She must have come straight from the office. Daniel, she said, breathless. You can't just disappear. I have to, I said. The damage is already done. She stepped inside before I could stop her. You think running away will fix it? You think leaving makes it better for anyone? I looked at her, then at Lily's shoes by the door. It makes it quieter, I said softly. For her, for you. Elena's voice cracked. You didn't just save my daughter that day, Daniel. You saved me too. Don't you get that? I froze. The words hit like a punch I didn't see coming. She took a step closer. I was drowning in that world. Fake smiles, empty deals. Until you showed up, you reminded me what honesty looks like. What kindness looks like. I wanted to believe her. God, I did. But all I could see were those flashing headlines. Those comments calling me a leech, a liar, a charity case. Elena, I said quietly, you have an empire to protect. And I'm a man people love to tear apart. You don't deserve to go down with me. Her eyes glistened. So you'll just walk away? After everything? I don't know what else to do, I said. Every time I try to build something good, life finds a way to take it apart. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Just the rain outside, growing heavier, drumming against the window like a heartbeat too fast calm. Then she whispered, Stay, please. I shook my head. If I stay, it'll only get worse. For both of us. Elena closed her eyes, and a tear slipped down her cheek. I'd seen her stand in boardrooms with men twice her age, unshaken. But right now, she looked small, human, and it broke something in me. I wish things were different, I said. So do I, she whispered. More than you know. By the time Lily woke up, my bag was zipped. She rubbed her eyes and asked, Daddy, where we going? Somewhere new, I said, forcing a smile. We'll start fresh again. She looked at me for a long second, like she could tell I was lying. Kids always can. When we stepped outside, Elena stood by her car, holding an umbrella. She didn't say anything. Neither did I. The rain fell harder, blurring everything between us. The words we couldn't say, the things we couldn't fix. Lily waved. Bye, Miss Elena. Elena smiled through her tears. Goodbye, sweetheart. I adjusted the duffel on my shoulder, took Lily's hand, and started walking. The puddles splashed under our shoes, the sound sharp and lonely. Lily looked up. Daddy, are we sad? I swallowed hard. Maybe a little. Will we be happy again? Yeah, I whispered. One day. She squeezed my hand tighter, and I realized this was the price of keeping her safe, of being the kind of man my wife would have wanted me to be. I glanced back once. Elena was still there, standing in the rain, watching us go. Our eyes met for just a heartbeat. And in that silence, everything we never said hung heavy between us. Then I turned away. Some people are meant to find you only long enough to remind you what love could feel like. And some people, like me, are meant to keep walking. It had been weeks since I walked away under that rain. Weeks since I saw Elena's eyes fill with words she never said. Life had quieted down again, or maybe I had. Most days, it was just me and Lily, our tiny apartment smelling of toast and laundry detergent. I picked up part-time shifts at the auto shop, just enough to keep the lights on. I told myself that peace was enough. But some nights, when the world fell still, I caught myself wondering if she'd already forgotten me. Then one morning, Lily beat me to the mailbox. Daddy, there's something shiny, she yelled, running in with an envelope clutched in her small hands. Gold lettering, thick paper, the kind you only see in movies. Hey, sweetheart, don't open other people's. Too late. She'd already torn it open, her eyes wide. It's for us. I frowned, taking it gently from her. My name, her name, embossed together like we belonged somewhere fancy. Inside was a single card. Elena Thompson invites you and your daughter Lily to the annual Hope Foundation Gala. My chest tightened. I could almost hear her voice saying it. Calm, warm, sure of herself. Lily twirled in her pajamas. A gala sounds like fun. Can we go, Daddy? I laughed, shaking my head. It's not really our kind of place. But it says our names, she said, her brow furrowing like she was solving a serious mystery. That means we're supposed to be there. I looked at her, this little girl who believed the world still worked on kindness and invitation cards. We'll see, I said softly, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Why would she invite me? After all that noise, all that trouble, maybe it was just politeness, maybe guilt. Still, the thought of seeing her again made my stomach twist with something I didn't want to name. The night of the gala, I found myself in front of the mirror, adjusting a tie I hadn't worn since my wedding. Lily spun beside me in the small pink dress I'd saved for her birthday. Do I look like a princess? You look better than one, I said, smiling despite the nerves crawling up my spine. At the entrance, the lights were almost blinding. Men in suits, women in glittering gowns, cameras flashing like lightning. I almost turned back right there, until Lily squeezed my hand. It's okay, Daddy. I'm not scared if you're not. I wasn't sure I could make that promise, but I nodded anyway. Inside, the ballroom shimmered. Chandeliers above, a soft piano playing somewhere in the corner. Waiters floated by with trays I couldn't pronounce. I felt like an imposter in borrowed skin. Then I saw her. Elena stood at the podium, elegant as ever in a black gown. But it wasn't the clothes that made people turn. It was her calm, her certainty. When her eyes found mine, just for a second, I forgot how to breathe. She began her speech. Tonight, we celebrate generosity. But sometimes generosity doesn't come from those with the most. It comes from those who have the least and still give everything. Her voice trembled slightly. A few months ago, I met a man who gave up his future to save a stranger. He reminded me that real strength isn't power or money, it's heart. I froze. My heart hammered against my ribs. Then she said it, my name. The room turned toward me, and applause swelled like a wave. I wanted to sink through the floor. Lily grinned up at me. Daddy, that's you. I stood there, stunned. Elena extended her hand. Daniel, would you please join me? My feet moved before my brain caught up. The lights were hot on my face. The applause too loud, too kind. When I reached her, she smiled, that same gentle smile from the day we first met. She spoke again, her eyes on mine. I'd like to offer you something, not as charity, but as trust. I want you to lead our new department for community outreach. You've lived what we're trying to teach. For a moment, the world stopped. I didn't know what to say. I could only whisper, "Are you sure?" "I've never been more sure," she said. Lily clapped from her seat, shouting, "He'll do it." And the whole room laughed. Elena leaned closer, her voice low. "You deserve to come home again, Daniel." Something inside me broke open, the part that believed second chances were for other people. When I finally found my voice, I said, "Then I'll do it. For all of us." The applause rose again, but all I heard was the sound of Lily laughing, pure, proud, and bright. For the first time in years, I felt seen, not as a broken man trying to survive, but as a father, a human being, someone who still had something to give. Her words still echoed in my chest that night. "You deserve to come home again." I didn't realize then how right she was. The first few weeks in my new role felt unreal. The same company that once seemed made of glass and distance now felt warm. People smiled when I walked in. My badge no longer felt borrowed. Every morning, Lily would wave from the apartment door, her curls bouncing. "Go help people, Daddy." She'd say like it was a superhero mission. And in a way, it was. Most of my days were spent building community programs, shelters, food drives, school grants. For the first time since my wife died, I woke up wanting to do something. I wasn't just working. I was giving. Still, the real change came after hours. Elena would call sometimes when the office emptied out. "Still there?" she'd ask. "Trying to make sure the grant report doesn't eat me alive." I'd joke. Then she'd laugh, that quiet, unguarded sound that reminded me of calm after storm. Some nights she'd bring her daughter, Mia, to my place for dinner. She'd play with Lily, their laughter filling the room with a kind of noise I hadn't heard in years. Home. One evening, I came back from work to find both girls building a pillow fort in the living room. "Daddy, look," Annie Elena helped. Lily shouted. Elena smiled, her sleeves rolled up, a streak of flour on her cheek. They insisted the fort needed snacks. We baked cookies. "Fort first, snack second." Mia corrected, tossing a cushion on top. I set down my briefcase, unable to stop grinning. Looks like I've been replaced as the fun parent. Lily jumped up and hugged my leg. "You're still my best dad." "Still your only one," I said softly, brushing her hair back. Elena's eyes met mine, gentle, knowing. "You're doing great, you know that?" I shrugged. "Most days, I'm just trying not to mess it up." Her smile faltered a little. "You're too hard on yourself." I wanted to believe her, but part of me still carried that old weight. The guilt of not saving my wife, of every failure that followed. Sometimes I wondered if I even deserved the second chance. Later that night, the girls fell asleep halfway through a movie. Lily's head rested on Mia's shoulder, their small hands still clutching popcorn. Elena and I sat quietly on the couch, the only light coming from the TV. For a long time, neither of us spoke. The silence wasn't heavy, just full. She finally whispered, "They look like sisters." I nodded. "Feels like they've known each other forever." Her gaze softened. "Maybe some people are meant to find each other, no matter how lost they are." I swallowed, my chest tightening. "You mean like us?" She smiled faintly. "You didn't just save my daughter, Daniel." Her voice trembled. "You saved me, too." The words hit me deeper than I expected. I looked at her, really looked. This woman who carried herself like she could handle the world, but still had that flicker of sadness behind her eyes. The kind I used to see in my own mirror. I didn't answer right away. I just let the moment breathe. The hum of the refrigerator, the soft rhythm of Lily's snoring, the faint smell of cookies. It all felt whole. Then quietly I said, "You gave me back something I thought I'd lost forever." "What's that?" she asked. "Peace," I said, "and hope." She reached for my hand. I didn't pull away this time. Her fingers were warm, steady. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was holding the world together alone. Weeks passed, and life settled into something simple and good. Lily and Mia had their Saturday art club. Elena and I spent evenings planning charity events, though somehow the meetings always ended with laughter and late-night talks about life. One afternoon, Lily came running to me with her drawing pad. Daddy, look. It was a crayon picture, 4 stick figures holding hands. She'd written above it, "Our family." I blinked hard, my throat tight. "That's beautiful, sweetheart." She said, "That's us." Elena murmured from behind me. I smiled, unable to speak. That night, after the girls had gone to bed, we sat together on the balcony. The city lights stretched out below us, but for once, I wasn't thinking about bills or mistakes or survival. I used to think love was something that only happens once. I said, "And if you lose it, that's it. Game over." Elena looked at me, her eyes soft and steady. "And now," I exhaled, "now, I think maybe love finds you when you're finally ready to stop running from it." She leaned her head on my shoulder. "Then don't run anymore." I didn't. We stayed there, listening to the quiet city, the soft wind, the peace neither of us thought we'd find again. Inside, Lily stirred and mumbled something in her sleep. I glanced at her and smiled. From saving a choking girl in a café to finding a home I didn't know I needed, life had come full circle. Maybe I hadn't just saved them. Maybe, in their laughter and love, they'd save me too. For the first time since my wife's death, I let myself believe it. Love really can come twice in a lifetime.